Hey Laura, my name is Alex Tyler and I'm making this video for you on behalf of myself, Hughes Honda, and Dr. Buitrago. We've been looking at this. This is a 2019 Civic EX, and so what I'm going to do for you is just make a complete walk around video so you can sort of get familiarized. That way you can just kind of go back and see some of the things you like. So let's just start. So starting with the key fob, right? Now Honda, on the EX, this is a special key. So this is a keyless entry key. So within 32 inches of the door handle, you can just simply approach your Civic, whether the key fob is in your pocket or purse. And when you put your hand over the door handle, it will automatically unlock. And you can either press the edge of the door handle there to lock the button on the key fob, or you can walk away from the Civic to lock it. Also, you have remote start, which is good within 60 yards of the Civic. So just to tell you some of the ways, and there's more functionality. I'll get back to that a little later. But let's just start with the window sticker here. So just in case for some reason, because I'm going to be talking about the highlights of the Civic particularly, so if you feel like I left something out or want to refer to this, the window sticker is a great way to reference all of the features. So let me just share that with you now. So let's start from the front, and we're just going to walk around from the outside in. And so let's just start under the hood. So underneath the hood here, you have a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine that's good for 174 horsepower, and it's rated for 32 city and 42 highway, but I'll tell you how to maximize that a little later, because you can actually get a lot better fuel economy than even that. So just to show you the Honda, everything's laid right on top, so when you're getting it serviced, very easy to work on, and Honda is one of the least expensive cars to maintain. And at Hughes Honda, we give you a lifetime powertrain warranty that'll go with you no matter where you live. So just to tell you that, and you don't have to have your service done at Hughes Honda to keep it. So let me close the hood, and I'm going to point out a few things while I'm up here. And so down here next to this driver's side fog light, this right here is actually a radar. And so that's going to be watching for cars and pedestrians that may be in front of you. And then you have a camera in the windshield that'll be watching the road lines to keep you in your lane if for some reason you depart from the road. So those two things combined, Honda calls that the Honda Sensing Suite, and it's going to be off by default. I would recommend keeping it on, but even if you decide it's not for you, you don't want to use it, your insurance company will really love you for having it. So just to share that with you. Also, you have projector beam halogen bulbs here, and those projector beam halogen bulbs are going to focus the light a lot better at nighttime, and so you'll be able to see further out. And also during the day, you have these LED daytime running lights. And so aside from looking great, drivers during the day will be able to see you a lot better too. And then again, the fog lights for inclement weather. So coming around the side here, you have these beautiful EX specific 17-inch aluminum alloy wheels, and they're sort of a gray, which looks really nice with the cosmic blue metallic paint. Very professional, very classy. Now coming around the side here, you're going to have a camera in the passenger side mirror. So Honda calls that Honda Lane Watch, and so whenever you have on your turn indicator, and I'll show you a little later, that camera is going to be projecting a view of your blind spot. So another way to keep you safe. So let's keep on walking around here. Now also with the Civic EX, you're going to have this rear deck lid spoiler here. Very nice. And you're going to have some chrome stripping that's around the car, and that is also 2019 specific. So they've added that for the new model year. Very large trunk here. You have a ton of cargo space. There is a spare tire underneath here. Okay, so hopefully you won't have to use that. And Hughes Honda gives you 1 year free tire replacement if you do have to use that and can't fix the tire that you did have. So also these rear seats, so the second row seats will fold down and collapse. That's a 60-40 split there. I don't know if you can see it too well, but maybe you buy a large TV, a dinner table, you can just load that in very easily, and you have a good amount of height here too. So while I'm closing this, I want to point out that you have a high definition backup camera here that has 3 different viewing angles, and I'll show you how to maximize that once we step in, and I promise we're almost there. Capless fuel filler, just in case, well, it makes your life a little easier. You don't have to twist off the gas cap. Maybe you get your nails done, or maybe it's just one of those things that's sort of a challenge to you that you'd rather avoid, so you can now. Now stepping inside, this fabric is called nylon cloth. We seal it at Hughes Honda, and I used to wash cars here, so I know it will be done. So it's a very breathable material. The light color looks great with the cosmic blue. Dr. Buitrago figured that would be your preference. Also, you have speakers back here on this deck lid. Let me just focus the camera there. So you have a great audio system. Sounds really good. And there's plenty of legroom back here too. So let's move up to the front. And I'm just going to go ahead and fire up all the electronics here. And in case, well, I haven't told you this yet, but I told Dr. Buitrago, we just got this off the truck this morning, so it still has a lot of the plastic wrap on it, so just excuse that. But let's just touch on a few things. So starting from the left, I'll just kind of work my way over. Over here, these are the controls for your collision mitigation systems. Now, I highly recommend keeping those on. They are on now, but you can turn them off. And I'm just going to adjust the climate for myself here, excuse me. It's 92 degrees. But also, on this side of the steering wheel, and I'll come back to it, these are for your driver assist feature. So I'll talk more about that in a little while. But let's just go over the basics. So you have automatic lights here. Windshield wipers are over here. And then these are your phone and audio controls. I'll show you how to maximize that as well. And again, this is just simply cruise control here. So main set will run cruise control. But also this one, if you want to take it a step further, will control your adaptive cruise control. And this will control your lane keep assist. And so up here, you have a fully digital gauge cluster. And that can do a multitude of things. I'll just kind of go through some of the menus here. Since this is a turbocharged Honda, you can actually see the boost meter, maintenance minder. By the way, an oil change is every 7,000 to 10,000 miles in these, so relatively infrequent. Let's keep on going here. Now you have Sirius XM radio for 3 months. You don't have to use that. You have FM, AM, Bluetooth, of course. But the XM can be really nice, especially because it'll actually show the cover art to a song you're listening to up there in that music menu. So, for instance, this is XM preview, but I'll skip around here. Maybe there will be a channel that'll have some cover art. It takes a second to load, but we'll come back to that. Also, that little green leaf up there at the top, let me focus this. That's representing your Econ mode. And so just to tell you, when you're running Econ mode, that'll monitor your engine, transmission, and AC compressor. That's going to save you an extra 5 miles per gallon. So that's what I was referring to when I said you could, maximize your fuel economy a little bit better. Now the opposite of that's going to be your sport mode here. So if you pop it into sport mode, that'll tighten everything up. You have an electronic steering rack in this, so no power steering. So if you pop it into sport mode, you have a heavier steering feel. Otherwise, it's just a little bit lighter. So now this I didn't demonstrate that when I turned it on, but you have push button start. Climate controls are here. Now you can control this digitally if you prefer to, or just you can use these analog dials here. Either are fine. And then you have dual climate zones, so left for cool, right for hot. If you look there, that was just changing. So and if I don't want you to be at 64 degrees, I can just simply hit sync here, and now they're both low. So those are some basic things, but I just wanted to share that with you. Also, you have tri-level heated seats, driver and passenger, so that can be really nice for wintertime. And so let's go over this infotainment system a little bit while I have it up here. So probably the biggest thing is something that I can't show you because I'm using my phone to record right now, but you will have something called Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you look right about here, this is a special USB port, so that one will support your phone. And when you plug your phone in, so you have a little connector here that actually runs right up to there. So plug your phone into there, right? And then your phone will be mirrored to this infotainment system. So any app that you potentially have will be mirrored up here. So that's especially nice for things like Google Maps or Waze, or a navigation app is I guess what I'm getting at. But also you can use your own personal apps up there. I have music apps I would probably like to listen to through that. So but if you don't want to see it or don't care to see it, just simply use Bluetooth, and that'll transmit all the things I'm talking about wirelessly. So you have both options. Now in reverse, I just want to kind of explore the backup camera for a moment. The furthest line from you here is 6 feet, then it goes 4 feet. 3 feet is that perforated line. Now Honda calls this the wide view, so you can see really far out along the outside of the car here, which is nice when you're creeping out from a parking space. Now this is a normal view, which is more directly backwards. Then you have a straight down view looking down at the back bumper. So again, 4 and 3 feet. So if you're coming close to stuff, just probably stop at that perforated line. That's a great place to stop. So I'll put it back into park here. Now just to highlight, because I know you were maybe looking at it earlier, this is an electronic parking brake. So you pull it to set it, the light turns red, that's your indicator, but it'll also say brake right there, so you have those two ways of knowing. The reason why Honda's gone that way is just to give you more interior space, so that's super nice. Another cool thing is something called brake hold. So let me put my seatbelt on here just to demonstrate what that is real fast. You know, that's probably one of the most underrated features in the car lore. So when you're in drive, that can be super great. So you know, if you're driving, right, let's say we're going along here, and now we're coming to like a stop sign, so I'll stop the car, and you'll notice when I press brake hold here, right, so now it says, you know, brake hold system standby, and I'm letting my foot off the brake. So now over here it says hold, so I'm going to tap the accelerator, and we're rolling now. That hold is no longer there, but when I roll to a stop, so I'm at 0 now. When I roll to a stop, that hold light comes back on. So what this is doing is every time I hit 0 miles per hour, I can just actually take my foot off of the brake pedal, and the Civic will not roll. Dr. Buitrago tells me, that you might, you know, be living in Atlanta, so there's stop and go traffic there. So that might be really nice for that, but you know, a drive-through red light, all that stuff is great. Just to let you know, this also has the upgraded audio system, so you have more speakers up here, and this will also have the one-touch power sunroof, so you can use all that. This is the control to actually bring back the glass, so super nice. It's actually a perfect day if there wasn't so much pollen to use that. So and then you can tilt it up the same way too. So just to share that with you, and that's all I'm going to talk about in this video, but I just kind of wanted to give you, you know, sort of a brief overview of what you might be looking at. I know, you know, I was a little bit scattered at times, but I'm not the best at one-take videos. So but if you do have a question, just you can always call or text me. My number is well, Dr. Buitrago has my number, so just text him, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.